Hi, guys. I was laughing to myself because I was like, you know what? Let's set up our little candle together. And it made me think of how people will be on that, get ready with me. No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't even make any noise. It's really not ASMR. And true testament to it's really me, y'all, is I left my incubation powder. Hold on. Here we go. It's like, get ready with me. Partial solar eclipse. Everything and their mama in Aries. Candle dressing. I was like, what can make an ASMR sound? But I'm probably going to cough a lot anyway, y'all. Please be patient with me. So, when I reuse a candle jar, if I'm not doing like a big formal thing and I like to have some candle magic going on with you. So I made bigger batches of this, but I kept some for myself. This is what I call my white incubation powder. So like instead of black witch's salt, I need to put this one on the website. You're like, child, there's a bunch you need to put on and you're right. I'm going to be featured in an alchemy box and it's going to go out in April. So for real, y'all, I need to get some things on the website so that when people say, wow, where can I see more of her? I'm ready. Listen, the Aquarius spirit in me loves to fly by the seat of my pants. But anyway, the white incubation powder, it's based, the idea was I created what I called a white salt instead of a black salt one time. And then I just spirit kept inspiring me and nature as well. I kept thinking about all these different variations. So this one I call white incubation powder. And the idea is that the eggshell, the powdered eggshell is the base. And of course, it is still very protective, like the idea of a white or black salt would be. But it's more about the intention that I set here is like, imagine you're dressing a candle with this, like with oil. Or you know how you'll have like a base, whether you have foil or you have, however you have your base set up. Some people do foil, they have a dish, they have a terracotta bowl with some sand or whatever, and you have like a spell candle or a chime candle. And you know how you make your pretty little circular things and you pour your powders and your plants or whatever? You could use it like that. Sometimes when I'm just in a pinch, I'll make sure that I have some sprinkled all around the base and underneath the candle that I'm going to start working with in the jar. I do this with powdered herbs a lot too. You know, you'll have like a more formal, like really pretty setup at your ritual space, your altar, whatever your sacred space is. Love and light. This is a little Saturday, get ready with me, dress my candle with me. I love to reuse as much as I can. Sometimes I will. Like I have special jars and I have special ritual tools for sure. But I like to reuse. This is from my beautiful friend. Originally it was like a Beetlejuice inspired. It says, I myself am strange and unusual. And I like that. But I'm just reusing a jar, right? So we have our intentional powder set. And then honestly, I will literally just sprinkle some powder on the top. And then boom. A little bit will burn off, and then she's set. This is a fixed intentional powder. So when you do candle work and you put it on your candle, friends, it will fix the energy of your candle. So white incubation powder, the idea is that you're incubating, you're protecting, you're supporting and nourishing what you are growing. This is actually really, you can literally sprinkle this on tiny plant seeds because crushed eggshells are great for that. But there's a lot of other things going on that encourage growth, right? And abundance and prosperity and health and wealth, right? Wonderful things. Excuse me. I feel like the light was being weird, but while also at the same time, whatever is kind of within the set space or within the intention, It's also very well protected. Like, don't come and squash my new baby seeds that I'm trying to get to bud over here. You know what I'm saying? Whatever those spirits, like whatever those baby seeds are for you, right? So yeah, the respiratory gunk is getting better. I'm still struggling a little bit with it though, but it'll be okay. It's getting better. Child, you already know it is March 29th, and we are in the new moon in Aries portal. That was, excuse me, guys. That was I'm on Eastern Standard Time, so happy new moon to you. That was like around 7:30 in the morning here. Of course, we also know that Neptune also did the big ol' ingress into Aries. We have now completed not only Neptune's years of work in Pisces, we've also completed Neptune's journey of 165 years. Neptune's a far outer lying, beyond the veil type of planet, right? So Neptune moves very, very slow. Uranus, a little bit slower. Neptune, way slower. Pluto, Pluto, like, I'm in one sign for 20 years, bro. Right? So, let's zoom us out just a tiny bit, guys. I'm going to scoot us over a little bit, too. Where do we want to begin? You know what? Where's she at? Where is our, I really love this one in the spring, Tarot of Mystical Moments. Where's she at? Oh, she's at a different space right now. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. No worries. Sorry, let me switch it up. But yeah, just as a side note, the respiratory thing is getting better. Although I am still, you can kind of hear it. It's just the breathing. That's all. That's all fine. I'm just struggling to grasp for oxygen. No worries. Right? No, I keep just having people reach out and be like, hey, you all right? I'm okay. Thank you so much, though. Yeah, so we're in the solar eclipse portal, friends. This is a partial solar eclipse. Remember that we started this eclipse portal when we had the total lunar eclipse with the full moon. And so I find that when we are in cycles where we open our eclipse portals for the year, when we are in cycles where we start with, okay, no, Spirit, okay, is wanting me to take this approach differently. And I understand because we have continuously been on this track. If we stop and consider first and foremost, Spirit says, let's redirect to understand that the main focus is not the new moon in Aries, although it's an important focus. The main focus is to digress back to last year's total solar eclipse. So we open a pattern of a portal where we started working with this nodal eclipse energy. This was last year. And that energy was North Node in Aries, South Node in Libra, sorry. When we open the chapter with a total solar eclipse, we're lit up with these codes, with these neutrinos, with these energetics, these codes, these sacred keys. There's so many different ways we can view it, and they're all very inspiring, right? So we take this light, we take this different vibrational frequency into our bodies and integrate it in many different ways. Then we come into the fall, last year fall. And last year was big too, you guys, because it was also a leap year, because it was also, again, a total solar eclipse. So then when you move into the fall, you then, that portal changes. It's like you shift portals back and forth, and you keep working with different, integrating the light, purging up the shadow, finding balance, and then working the alchemy in between, right? So then you get to the fall and the harvest season. Depending upon exact dates, they'll always shift a little bit. The dates for me last year felt a little earlier because we were in a leap year. And that's just Gregorian calendar Roman BS, by the way, love and light. Okay, rebuke it. We rebuke that spell work. But the point is, The point is that we had the ingress of those big Aries codes. And then we rotated back and forth, right? And then you work more with the lunar. And then you come back around to this last pocket, this pocket of time where we work finally with this Aries eclipse, solar eclipse energy, right? Because if you'll notice, if you take it back to the full moon, that was in Virgo. So that means we're working our way into starting to ingest, to integrate, to take in new levels of codes of light at the eclipse portals. So what happens is when you do this dance, we're going to find the finality here. It's like a last time that we kind of get a blast, a partial solar eclipse. We kind of get that Aries energy stirred up one more time that we first started receiving in last year's opening eclipse portal is what I'm trying to get at. So now you'll find that it's like if there's anything left, anything that blocks your the totality I'm hearing of I am that I am. You know, it's a time to clear that. It's a time to be confident in everything that you've received, and it's like everything that you've shifted. Okay. With it, of course, with it happening, of course, it's a new moon, so it is going to be a solar eclipse, but with it happening in Aries, you know, shout out to my cardinal sign people, Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, Libra. Shout out to people who have big predominant Aries placements in your top 3, or if you have an Aries placement in your Mars, or really even if you have a lot of fire in your top 3, your Mars, Saturn, Jupiter. I feel like you can probably be feeling it. There's a lot of energy that will be really pushing these codes forward and integrating shadow. We're going to feel like, yeah, I just can't, I got to break with this old cycle. It's like I can't just keep repeating this anymore. This dream that I'm hearing that is stirring in me, especially with Neptune shifting into Aries now as well. It's like I've been going through a process that may have been going on for a decade, for 11 years now, where I've learned a lot about who I am spiritually. I've purged a lot. I dare say, as much people as I talk to all the time, the amount of like dark nights of the soul, you know, people used to have like, oh, I had a dark night of the soul, you know, I had one time in my life. I'm hearing people like within the decade, they had like 3, you know what I mean? That's a crazy elevation level of, you know, we need people to be activated. And that's so that they can anchor in these new frequencies. I really feel this new moon weekend in Aries, this solar eclipse portal, I can't say it enough, you know, I've been saying it, is that it's a big timeline convergence. Solar eclipses any time are going to carry like that big faded energy, but the nodes do as well. North node, south node energy is connected directly to the eclipse portals. So, you're in a portal where you can literally, there's so much ridiculous and intense energy right now where you can really reset what timeline you're on, what kind of choices you're making, how you co-create your life. If I were doing intentional work, I would work with fire, you know, doing like burns, doing candle work. Interesting, 5 of Cups. Yeah, it's definitely like we do not have any time. There's no, I mean, what is time? I don't like to really use that phrase. We don't have any time left, because time is a really fancy, complicated spell. Love and light. Okay. I would say there's so much more we need to be focused on than the 5 of Cups energy is kind of like the don't cry over spilled milk type of card, right? We really must choose to redirect our attention on what we're birthing that's new, what we are beginning. But it's very fascinating to me too, because we have this interesting thing where Mercury and Venus are going to go back in like a shower, like a bath, and go back to the Pisces energy. So I think that's very fascinating because we have almost like this cool down. Hold on, let me reload this new moon chart. Really? Sorry. I have one page, you guys, that I really prefer to load. Really? Hold on, guys. Why is this page not going to load for me? Is this it? Okay. I just want to see the chart itself. It's too funny. Mercury retrograde. I want to confirm that they both did actually move back to Pisces. Oh my Lord. Are you kidding me that I really cannot get this chart to load? That's too funny. But honestly, like, why am I even surprised? Why? Literally, why? This is too funny. It's just too funny. Like, I load this chart, you guys. What's so funny is I pull up this page to load this chart every day, and I did this update on my tablet and it clear anyway, so I had to reopen some tabs, and like, I look at this so much, you ain't telling me there is no way that this tab I pull up every day is not gonna... I'm sorry. So Mercury is at the 0 degree, so Mercury won't be long to go into Pisces. But yes, Venus is already back into Pisces. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oh, for sure we have an Aries stellium. We have an Aries stellium, but I wouldn't quite count Saturn in Pisces, Venus in Pisces, North Node in Pisces. So what's wild, okay, here's what I was trying to get at to confirm. What's wild is that when Mercury inches back into the Pisces territory, we will have a double stellium at the same time. It'll be a little heavier on the Aries, but we will still have a Pisces stellium, and it's so wild. I do want to take a side note and mention as well that when we have a big move like Neptune across that 0-point axis going into Aries, it takes time for that to really ripple out. Excuse me. It takes time for that to really ripple out. I'm talking about a movement that's going to be years and years and years. Is it 14 years? I can't remember. It really just depends how on Neptune moves. Like, I think it was in Pisces for 11 years, but I could be wrong. Was it 14? Anyway, I get this feeling, and I understand where it comes from. It's just how we are kind of brainwashed in our culture. Like, oh, we're going to wake up, and then it's just going to be like, what? And then we're going to be like, ah. It's not like that. You know what I mean? It takes more time. It takes more time for the energy to unfurl, especially with like such a huge portal pocket of energy that this year is carrying. And of course, with a big punch of Aries there, our brain and the way that we feel those energetics in our body is like action, action, action. That's, Mars rules Aries, and it's very like divine masculine. Oh man, I'm so divinely inspired, and wow, it's a partial solar eclipse, and I'm just ready. Like, we're clearing it out. We're fucking kicking it out, and spirit has really been flowing and moving through me. We have it's basically an Aries North Node. Remember how I was telling you when the moon was full that it was a karmic South Node eclipse. So now we have an Aries North Node solar eclipse. So it kind of carries a different vibe. It's almost like, I don't know. It's almost like you, You want to just do something. You want to almost like, what was this one astrology writer? She had written something to the effect of, I feel like I want to sprout wings and just fly into the sun. And it's like, however, these pure energetics partnered with things that are just totally being eclipsed out of the rest of your life. You will never probably even talk to that person, love and light, again. You'll probably never even move back there ever again. You'll never work that type of job again. You know what I'm saying? This is the type of energetics that we're in. There are so many things that have been coded, that have been, Spirit is saying, seeded, that will begin to go into motion, and it starts now. Aries energy is not something to be hindered. It's not something to be blocked. And when you amplify it with a stellium that includes Neptune going into Aries after 165 years, child. But I'll tell you what I do love. Here's what I do love is that we have this Virgo. I've talked about this before, and I think we need it, and it's very powerful. I love that we have Uranus still in Taurus for a little while, which is actually semi-squaring. It's interesting in this new moon chart. There's really just like, there's like a conjunction, sun-moon conjunction, semi-square to Uranus. There's not like any crazy huge aspects to the moon itself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can definitely, for sure, you can talk about how still like Mercury, Venus, and how everything is still super, super close together. But technically, if you're being technical, there's really not a lot of big aspects going on to the moon. So it's almost like it's a time to just be in the beingness, bringing down what it is that we're called to embody, right? The Hermit year, the lamp, Virgo, all of these things we've been talking about. We do have a South Node Virgo, releasing control, letting spirit come in, becoming divinely inspired, returning to kind of that childlike that the fire embodies, the fire elements embody. And they say, hey, we're rekindling things here. And that's on a personal and a collective level. When we want evolution, when we want revolution, when we want, emergence and convert, all these words that have been coming out, I'm hearing again, I've got to break free. Okay. We have to kind of give it time to like build, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing like the Fool, but like he's practicing, and it's a vibe where he's like, all right. No. Okay, cool. I'm running to the edge of the cliff. And he's like, no. And then he comes back and he's like stretching. He's like, burn. And he's like, nah, hold on. It's like a build. There's a lot of destiny popping off right now. It's huge. I feel like it's really important to be able to find yourself in a space where you can connect with your team and higher self, your spirit guides, your ancestors. It's like a this gateway, this portal, I feel. Now, let me tell you, hold on, let me hang left. Spirit said, hang left real quick. I do feel for those who really are showing up to the gate at this point and they have not done their shadow work or practicing self-awareness, because this energy can get so chaotic very, very quickly. And if you're not grounded, if you don't understand how to call your power back to yourself and practice your good spiritual hygiene, all these things, we're always pure, raw power. Everyone wants to call on that shit. But when it's time to really be a hermit and stand at the top of a mountain, and maybe it's cold and maybe you're by yourself and it's just you and your raven or something, and you got to hold that fucking lamp. That's crazy. Excuse me. I'm just drinking some coffee because I'm seeing like, imagine if it's Captain America, but he doesn't have his shield. It's like his shield is a lamp. I don't know why I'm seeing that. That's interesting. But you're rising to meet an occasion. It's pure raw power, but you don't give that type of divine inheritance to beings who are not. It makes me think of the Emperor card. You have to have a container. This is why Saturn has been working with us. I'm hearing incongruency, in tangent with all of these things. Because Saturn has been kind of teaching us like an ever dutiful coach, a father, a counselor, you've got to be ready. I've got to break free. And Saturn's like, I know I want you to be able to hold it, okay? I know we've been through some shit, man. Yep. Trust me, it's been hurting us more than it's been hurting you, divine source, Mother Goddess, Father God, divine source energy that connects us all. It's like our Gaia and everything connected is very like, we've been right there with you, higher self and team. We've been right there with you, because when this power comes in and these codes start kicking in and activating, again, it's not the event, quote unquote. It's not you wake up the next day and everything falls in your lap. We are not. Spirit always wants to reiterate this, and I do my best to channel it appropriately. When we accept the soul contracts, we understand that when we incarnate into another cycle in the earth school, we incarnate, we are going to be human. We understand the density. We understand the wisdom and the level of soul alchemy. Also the work that we do to help progress the collective for the experience that has agreed to co-create together. We understand that's not how it works when you sign up to come on down to the density of this space. Okay? You still have to work hard, but this is a huge, pure, raw power point. And I'm going to tell you, Spirit showing me, like, imagine you could direct a laser. Whatever you zap, child, that shit is gone as fuck. I know you better zap it right now. You're like, what? I mean, like, banishing, cord cutting. These things are going to be huge in this portal. We're clearing huge blockages. I'm getting big Kali Ma. I'm getting big Ganesha. Like, we're obliterating obstacles. You could really go road opener with this. I was talking about this when I was teaching earlier this week. You could do big road opening work. You could do banishing cord cutting work. Or if you feel like, for example, me, and I don't have to tell you my whole personal story, love and light. Maybe you've already been doing a lot of that, right? And so you find yourself in a portal where you're like, I've worked my ass off and I know what my seeds are and I know what I've been doing and I'm looking at my garden and I'm ready to grow that shit. So you might find yourself at this portal getting ready to take in all these activations, all this pure raw power and take a big leap, right? So then you might want to do something that's more like, hey, Spirit, keep me incubated. Spirit, keep me protected. Spirit, keep me wise. Let me only take in, I'm hearing something like this. Let me only take in what I am able to wisely sustain and, what is the word, Spirit? How do we say steward, right? With wisdom and stay grounded and still have good mental health and still be able to take good care of myself. This level of power we're talking about right now, what else are we, let me just look at this chart. I'm just channeling you guys. Interesting. Okay, I'm sorry. There's really a lot of sparks. I don't know. Are we saying sparks? Oh, I could believe it. Aries energy. That's what it is. Strike a match. Get the spark. There's this energy in this chart that I'm feeling into, and it's like, it's this very beautiful, I'm at peace, North Node in Pisces, North Node guided, Aries new moon, divine purity of alchemical power. I'm listening. It's like the moment, I don't know, I'm hearing chrysalis. Like wings of a butterfly. Y'all, I didn't even take my pad out today. What? Okay. Hold on, y'all. New moon, Aries. Yes. Solar eclipse. I'm going to write Neptune, Ingress. Neptune, Ingress, Aries. Child, that's a fancy way to be like, Neptune's in Aries now. Okay. Child, what is this? Look, my handwriting is not the prettiest. Okay. I've that Freddie Mercury? I've got to break free. Free. Can I spell? Oh, y'all, let me just tell you, this is so crazy with this Mercury retrograde. It's never, ever hit like this. And I always be like, yeah, Mercury don't really do me like that. I'm very mercurial anyway, even with all my Aquarius, very Uranus aspected. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of different reasons. My Mercury is an Aquarius. I just don't really, I will ride some weird energy and I love it. But I have big placements with Aries too in my personal planets. And child, I don't know what it's been about Mercury and Venus going at the same time and then have been in Aries. I need that. I need the cool down. Cool me back down. Let me sit under a waterfall. I'm getting like, you know, a Buddha Zen garden, like freaking. I've been trying to go hike a few more times to try to get regrounded. This child, woo, I normally don't, never like, I can't write words. My throat, y'all, it's been crazy. Yeah, you know, to be honest with you, it's been a lot. You ever just feel like you have to laugh at it? You should be like, girl, I don't even, he, she, them, they, girl, friend. I've got to break free. Chrysalis, it's like this beautiful moment. And I think Spirit is reminding me, sometimes we get, Spirit is showing me like all tangled up, like scribbles. I don't know. Sometimes we get all wound up because we're trying to just fucking do too much, man. I mean, you're trying to do too much, man. Like, you just gotta be, you know, be, but not like do. What is that? Is that the turtle from Nemo? When you know, when they know, you know, you know. Finn, noggin. You know what I'm talking about? There's something here about just vibing with your higher self and having, I gotta have faith, the faith, the faith, baby. Calm before the storm. I know not everybody. Okay, Spirit, we're not singing that part. Before this river becomes an ocean. Yeah. It's like a moment. I'm getting a lot of this very interesting, I don't know, like I'm getting the Fool, but also the Hermit. It's like a wiser version of the Fool. It's like this time, like I know I can't just jump crazy, man. You know, because I did my time. This is how I'm hearing it. Like I did my time out in the forest. You know what I mean? It was just me in the dark. And I found the pole star and I learned how to navigate. And I don't know. It's something like I've been in the portals, man. You know what I'm saying? Now is just a time to be. It's almost like he's so much wiser and older now. The Fool is also in combination with the Hermit. And I see him like walking out. And he's like, stops. He's like, all right, I'm tripping. He's not running back and forth no more, right? He's like, I'm going to sit in meditation. It's something about like, don't forget all the lessons you've learned. Remember your lessons. I'm hearing, remember. What was it? The 4th of November. Remember your lessons. I'm hearing it like a school teacher. And 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And you know this dance. You've been here before. Let's go. And 1, 2. Remember how we were channeling that? When was that? When Pluto was getting ready to leave Capricorn. Enter stage left. It's your time and hit the stage and go. 2, 3. But Spirit is saying that's not happening immediately. It's more like an unfoldment where you will just find that you are on the stage now. I don't know. Sometimes I think when we receive spiritual messages and we're processing energetics, how do we say, Spirit, translating that down into, well, Spirit, how am I going to experience that in real time? It's harder because the energetics of the message move so fast and they don't take into consideration our perspective of time. Why is that important, you know? Because I think Spirit is wanting to reiterate that just because you feel very courageous, you feel, oh man, I just have wings. Yeah, Chrysalis, I'm hearing defy gravity. Sooner, I can't sing it, y'all, my throat. But you know what I'm talking about? No wizard that there is or was is ever going to bring me down. It's like, I have wings, you know, and it's pure power. But that doesn't mean that we don't still shapeshift back to the hermit. We listen. We listen and we don't. Nah, I ain't playing that trend with y'all. Going out of here. Listen. Y'all don't want to hit. No. Seriously. Listening, wisdom, discernment. It's important to have like these in sync. I keep seeing it flip back, you know, the hermit, the fool. You know what? I was reading somewhere, and now that I look at the chart, I see this. Somebody was saying, sorry, I was telling someone else today, y'all, I ran out of paper. I know I have been enjoying having my chart down here on the table, but I just have it up on the screen. I ain't even going to try to look like I ran out of paper. What were they saying? Like, there were 3 activation points. And the eclipse was happening in the same area of the charts, of the sky, essentially, where these activation points had. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm sorry. I was reading. So it was like Venus retrograde, Mercury, Venus being conjunct, and Mercury going retrograde. March 1st, March 11th, March 15th. All these have been happening in this tight little nugget of a 4-degree window. All these things have been going on. I can see it. Can I zoom in on that? Yeah, within like a 4-degree window. That is wild if you look at it like that, actually. It's like a huge tight activation. And then boom, this eclipse is in the same spot. Seconds a minute is in fact 9:05. That's interesting. I'm trying to look at the eclipse degree. It is at the 9-degree. What's the Sabian symbol? I usually have those open too. Let's look at the Sabian symbol. Mercury, Venus, conjunct degree, phase 9, a crystal gazer. The development of an inner realization of organic wholeness. Crystal gazer. I'm also seeing like someone staring into water. I'm writing organic wholeness because that's what it feels like. The chrysalis, the quiet before the storm, a moment where you go, there she is, or there you are. It's like the graft of a part of that light body, that plasmic, that frequency, that activation, that integration, like click. I'm hearing like you know how people do light language, or they do the click language, and when you hear it, it's just like something archaic in your soul knows that it has been aligned. You know what I'm talking about? Like that. No, it's more like a, you know what I'm talking about? Hold on, y'all. I can't do as, my chest is too, I can't be playing. Organic wholeness, though. A return of something that was out of place. I don't know, reintegration, rebirth. You know what I'm saying? Okay. The crystal sphere symbolizes wholeness. Within the sphere, what I'm reading to you from Sabian Symbols, by the way, by Dane Rudyard, okay? And we're at this 9-degree, okay? This tight little pocket that I was just telling you that all of this stuff is activating in. The crystal sphere symbolizes wholeness. Within the sphere, images take form. These images may reveal future events, but more significantly, they picture the situation as a whole, the situation which the clairvoyant is meant to interpret. The nascent mental faculties operating through still dominant emotions or collective cultural incentives act as a centralizing and whole making power. What the intelligence perceives in its concentration is the function of every inner impulse and out. Okay, so basically, this is talking about, it's painting a picture of gazing into a crystal ball and seeing like this moment of wholeness, this concentration of attention, and you're like, whoa. And it's like a part of your consciousness crystallizes. Crystalline, plasmic, light body, DNA, integration. It's this whole like moment that connects here. The solar eclipse, excuse me, the Sabian symbol for this one says, a teacher gives new symbolic forms to traditional images. A revision of attitude at the beginning of a new cycle of experience. This phase is the fifth of the second fivefold sequence, and in it we find expressed the capacity to restate the problem. There's a lot of words. I'm not going to, reading this gets very wordy. What essentially this is that a new part of your consciousness will connect you to your higher self. And you're going to be able to concentrate, to see things differently, to integrate those different clairs, those different abilities, a whole new understanding, a whole new world. We've sung that a few times, right? This portal is huge. It's huge. It's like I'm hearing bottleneck. That's like an evolutionary term. I'm seeing that. Is it Danny DeVito? Who isn't on the reel, y'all? You know what I'm talking about? Everybody clipped and kept using him, and he's like, I get it. And he's standing there. It's like this type of moment. You know, where we're like, holy shit, war is just so stupid. Holy shit, why do we have to keep living this way? It's also when you really consider that after this, at the end of May, after this whole pocket, this big that's opening up the doorway, walking us into April. And then April, we kind of can let it stew and let some more things happen as Saturn completes his work with the rest of Pisces. Right? Then Saturn is going to boom, shift, and close up another doorway, another progression around a wheel of almost 30 years of karmic cycles. And it's like we just kind of go through this wormhole of like divine masculine, divine feminine union, rebalancing, understanding, evolution, you know, and then we shift. You know what I mean? Now, would that I wish that meant we woke up the very next day and it was just, I'm living in a paradise. It's not like that. It takes time. And plus, listen, people out there walking some timelines out, they're going to be catching that karma for. They have to walk it out. That's the agreement that we make in soul contracts and emotional bonds up in the Akash when we come down here. You pay to play. Spirit says it like this. Now, if we woke up tomorrow and it was a whole new world, don't you dare close your eyes. Nah, they need to close their eyes because some people got to get, and it's not to be ugly or venomous or bitter, but justice is justice. I'm hearing this in a very Archangel Michael way. Okay, and we have to clean and clear and devolve. These timelines have to be accounted for. The energy will balance out itself. So, excuse me. So, we are evolving. It's the myth that this divine masculine energetic signature, which is very connected to Aries, if you think about the god of war and all this stuff like this, it's like, we just don't even need to, there's so many reasons we don't even have to. We can evolve as a species of consciousness, divine sovereign beings, divine sovereignty, the head, the crown, that's Aries energy as well. Okay. We're evolving out of a lot of aggressiveness, violence, and all these things. There is purity. There is beautiful The divine, sovereign, higher vibrational interpretation of Aries, if you think about like the emperor, right, would be, you know, the co-partner to the counterpart to the empress. He makes good, stable boundaries and creates containers for all the beautiful things that she births into the realm, you know, and that does not have to actually be violent, but it's just we have to walk out certain timelines, basically, you know. There's parasitical things, there's dark inverted black magic things, there's all kind of projected things, there's a lot of things that have just devolved and they're going to just be kind of blipped out, but it just we don't wake up and then it's just boom, it's like that tomorrow. So there is a lot of change. There is a lot of beautiful empowerment. I love all this energy for us. It's definitely intense though. Anytime we are doing this high level of pure raw power, which instigates all of this like rapid shifting, you know, and evolution. It's not going to feel, we're going to be feeling it. I mean, we don't disconnect from the earth as much as we think we do. I mean, I don't know. Could you ignore the way you felt? Yeah, but I mean, you still got to go and be connected to the earth. The energy's still going to affect you, even if you act like it doesn't. You know what I mean? Or you consciously try to like not be aware of it, which, why would you do that? That's wild to me. Let's see what we have for tarot. Wow, that's interesting. This card is unique just to this deck, and it's the Tree of Life. It's all about balance. It's all about how we always have opportunities to bring the light down. Each of these are supernal triangles, and we're bringing the light down into Malkut, which is the kingdom. But we have to go through these different processes. We have to balance. Some people take different paths. Some people want a more chaotic path. Some people want a less severe path. Some people walk the middle way. You know what I'm saying? But we were talking about this being a beautiful chrysalis of a time. It's really important where you direct your light, your focus, your time, your energy, and how you speak to yourself and what you envision, because you're always bringing things down into form. You're always bringing things down into form. So what path? And are they balanced? You know what I'm saying? Okay, we have the star. I love to see the star. Excuse me. Very beautiful. I'm going to lay my pen over her. We love to see the star, healing, alignment. Pluto in Aquarius is always looking out for us. Pluto stands way out, way out. He trumps, all right? He trumps Big Daddy Saturn. He trumps Mars. He even trumps Uranus. He's like, I've always told you, Pluto is very far out, like, you know, Odin and Yggdrasil floating way out on across the bridge, way out, right? Across the Chiron bridge out there. And he's redistributing the energy, love and light. Pluto redistributes the energy. He is refreshing. Who has access to power? The humanity and the collective will evolve. They will experiencing realignment and healing. When that happens, it washes other things out, you know, and then that has to play out. So just be patient. Be wise and understanding. The star makes me think about, obviously, Aquarius energy. I'm going to write Odin. What else did I say? Chiron. Star, bridge. Makes me think of the soul star chakra. That keeps coming through a lot. I think a lot of people are being activated even above their crown, which would be like your crown, your causal, and then your soul star. Excuse me, more and more, especially the remainder of this year will be North Node in Pisces, definitely more and more. And the more that we work on the daily patterns, the health, the mental health, and I'm seeing somebody, I'm doing my hands like this, but I'm thinking of how people are pulling things out of energetic fields with Reiki. But also whatever type of health work you are doing this year with the Virgo energy and the South Node in Virgo, right? The more so you will be able to then stream down from higher up. I hear it like this with the star. The star is a big card that has to do with sacred geometry, which makes me think of integrating light code patterns and keys. It also makes me think about fourth dimensional. A lot of people, how they're going to be a lot more fourth dimensional. And ideally, of course, we want to keep that on the upswing, going more and more into the fifth dimension. Excuse me. But you don't walk before you crawl, and everything is a process. And we all had to go through understanding polarities and just, understanding a lot of fourth dimensional things. That's not the stop point, though. You know what I'm saying? But seeing the star card does remind me a lot of like cosmic milk from the mothers. That's interesting. I always associate that with Neptune because she holds the cups that hold the flowing waters, that's very pure. Some people will teach in the occulted wisdom that she's holding holy grails, which I think is interesting. Excuse me. I feel like this is a lot of divine inspiration, which is interesting because we also have the tree of life. And this is essentially one and the same here. There's a lot of divine inspiration that's available to flow down, refreshing, renewal. There's a story coming to mind. Was it Crowley in one of his books? It was a story that had to do with like, the man got trapped in the fourth dimension because he became too obsessed with sacred geometry. And you know how we have these epiphany moments and we're like, oh my gosh, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4, 3, 2, 1. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's the patterns. And there's the synchrony and 11, 11 and the Fibonacci. And you know what I'm saying? And it's amazing. It really is to have those moments. But it's even more than that. It is even more of the beingness than that, Spirit says. We would be mindful not to tarry too far, Spirit says, away from the beingness. Because we can actually get locked and trapped like an inverted spell, like trying to trap someone in a... It's a certain kind of spell trap. It's like a puzzle box, and they get obsessed with doing the puzzle, and then the old story goes is that it's like a spell. You trap their soul in there. Or like... people believe that you give a piece of your soul away when you take a picture because that has to do with how the complicated way that the light in you refracts. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is the sacred geometry trapped his spirit and he couldn't evolve any higher. I think that's interesting. I think there's a message in here with the star card is you're going to receive a lot of downloads. There's a lot of divine inspiration that you will be impregnated and then birthed from, coming out of these Pisces portals in with all this Aries energy, okay? So it's good to be grounded for sure. What else? What else, Spirit? You know what this also makes me think about is... we call this, in some of the occulted teachings, the crystalline DNA card, because in the top deck, there's like this whole crystalline picture of Earth, like illustrated, and it has all these crystals. It's all this stuff. If you've ever seen the card in Crowley's deck, right? And it's this whole thing about, the crystalline earth and all of these beautiful light activations and all these sacred keys and all these crystals vibrating. Anyway, it makes me think about that crystalline, like DNA, like light, water, refraction. This is the energy that I'm picking up on. Well, I mean, we do have Pluto in Aquarius. It is the age of Aquarius, so it makes sense why I'm feeling that so strongly. We also have a peacock. That can be spirit animal energy. What is the message there? Peacock. Excuse me. Okay, Goddess Lakshmi. That's right. I've done altars with her before. Lakshmi. Okay. Beauty, grace, divinity, spiritual awakening, prosperity, of course. Renewal, the all-seeing eye. Yeah, a lot of people associate that with the feathers and stuff, right? Spiritual richness. Ooh, I like that. Spiritual richness, I think, is super appropriate right now. That is the truest form of divine inheritance, right? Because if you are rich in this way, Spirit is saying it can be, you can practice the multiplicity of that in any form or facet if you are spiritually rich, right? Peacock ore is coming through. Peacock ore. Don't they call that witch's ore or something too? Let's look up that stone, Spirit. Peacock ore is a mineral with powerful spiritual properties. The iridescent colors of peacock ore are believed to represent 7 chakras and the energy centers of the body to help activate and balance your chakras. And then it goes through all of the colors. Isn't it like, aren't these, it's hard to tell. Like sometimes people will dye those. I would be careful if you feel called to get a piece, but spiritual properties of peacock ore can be harnessed for personal growth and transformation. Meditation, energy work, manifestation, protection. Okay. Yeah, I had a piece forever, I want to say, of peacock ore. But yeah, it is a thing, if I'm remembering correctly, is that it can be dyed and you can get a piece and it can kind of just be shitty. Peacock, renewal, honor, royalty, beauty, protection, confidence, self-love. Getting a lot of crown chakra, third eye energy. Peacock, spirit animal, 777, the now moment, instant manifestation. It's time to manifest. Use your spiritual eye to co-create your reality. Yes, I'm here for all that energy. Okay. What else do we have, Spirit? We also have the Prince of Cups. There's something here about really letting the light flow. I'm going to continue to reiterate the middle pillar of light meditation until you guys, I want you to go out and do it. Find your favorite version and do it, okay? But it's about channeling down this light. Our cups being filled, because I don't know, some of the Spirit is saying like we are the cup. I mean, I get that because our bodies are 50 to 70% water. We have this complicated electrode system going on. I mean, yes, we have the bone, muscle, tissue, but there's so much of us that's literally like crystalline, plasmic, electronic, electromagnetic. You know what I'm saying? Our cups are being filled, and it has to do with these light codes as well. It has to do with these light codes. It does. Prince of Cups. Prince of Cups is also a lot about like, it's a lot about like, sorry, I got distracted. What deck? The Prince of Cups to me is a lot about, romancing your life. You know, what are you co-creating? What is exciting to you? Do you engage in your synchronicity? Do you listen to your intuition? Is your heart open to receive and be filled and activated with these light codes, right? Because electricity, think neutrinos, photons, photogenics, light, essence, energy, right? Where does it go without a conduit, without a conductor? And that is you. I'm almost seeing, okay, it's something like, now that I'm going back to the chrysalis, the wings are going to fly. The wings are going to fly either way. What? Okay, I'm seeing something like the energy will come down and be expressed and be channeled. It's just a matter of, will you express it? Or will you go back in the cocoon and it'll be someone else's time to fly? Or something like this, right? Like a missed opportunity. Don't let that turn out that way for you, right? Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. Let me get my coffee. 2 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, too. Balancing what you focus on. We were already talking about that, yeah. What is the Prince of Cups? The Prince of Cups is like, it's Scorpio energy, yeah? The Prince of Cups is Scorpio energy. I will say, though, as a person association, you got to be careful with that energy, right? There can be obsessive control, like shadow dynamics. Maybe this is, if I would say Libra Scorpio energy could be, I don't know if this is an indication of a person. Just be mindful. Yeah. Anyway, it really just depends on the path of the person, but Prince of Cup energy, I would just be mindful at this time of spiritual bypassing through doing anything related to like shadow Pisces and shadow Neptune activities, because it's so intense right now. You know what I mean? Neptune in Aries is going to continue to be that way, but we will still have that North Node in Pisces. So it's a tendency to kind of bypass by checking out, like drinking or I don't know, I'm hearing workaholic, maybe with the Two of Pentacles here too. Yeah. Just be careful about bypassing your spiritual work right now. I would definitely say, I want to pull an oracle card. Let's see. Did I really just spill that? Child, at least it wasn't my coffee. Okay. Excuse me. But I do love this energy of like being filled with spirit and the light. Having this moment to just be, okay, it's so important. It's so important. So important. Can't stress it enough right now. I really can't. To go slow, to meditate, to be open to receive, to understand that the goal is to get you wrapped up in the ugly shadow Aries, aggressive, impulsive, all kinds of energies that you do not need to be in, okay? Propaganda box, social media in excess. A lot of these things are not going to be your friend right now. You need healthy ways to move your body, okay? You need to be taking good care of what you ingest energetically, physically, mentally, okay? And have great creative outlets right now too, you guys, okay? There's a lot of beautiful creative energy coming down and coming through. A lot of divinely inspiring energy. Be careful when we have a lot of Aries too ramping up, that is inflammation. That is the blood. It's also the head. It's also the mind, like the crown. Okay. It can be like overkill to the point where, especially with Jupiter still in Gemini, there can be a lot of like, we need to be grounding. A lack of patience with like a lot of streams of thought, I'm hearing Spirit is saying. So, okay, thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Angelic frequency, and we love to see it. And with the star on the table, yeah, our spirit team is looking out for us because it's a very important time right now. All right. Gateway activation of light. Let's read angelic frequency together. Page 43. Excuse me. Angels are here. You are safe. Potent connection. The angelic frequency is the energy of the angels in the angelic kingdom, which is aligned to service, devotion, authenticity, and love. When this frequency comes to us, it's because the gateway of our heart has aligned with it. We've essentially become an angel upon the earth. Angels are the heartbeats of Source, and so when we're in touch with the angelic realm, we're also connected to the heart of God. This card features a being of light. The streams of light surrounding it are the angelic frequency pouring down to light up our life. Yeah, pouring down. Isn't that funny? Look, under the star, the angelic frequency pouring down. I was talking about the light comes down through the supernal triangles. Yes, electromagnetics. Okay, I feel it. This image also unlocks our soul memories of our guardian angel. Before we were in this life, we danced across the midnight sky, and as the universe follows the law of attraction, our angel was attracted to us because of our likeness was also in them. Some people also, I've heard, believe that your guardian angel, so to speak, is your team of you, like you evolved, where time isn't real and all multidimensionalities truly operate congruently. They work together in tandem. it's like you with you, with you, with you, with you, but up in the like 7th to 12th dimensions. Ooh, I don't know. Can you hang? Yeah, guiding you. Like there's shards of aspects of you in those guardian angels. Some people believe, right? Take it as it resonates with you. So we become connected, and since then our angel has been with us through every lifetime and every experience. Visualize yourself surrounded by golden light to attract the angelic kingdom into your world. Silently say, "Thank you, angels, for reminding me of your presence. It feels so good to know you are here. Welcome in their light." This is a lot about welcome in the light. Welcome in the light. Welcome in the light. I'm hearing a song. Dun, dun, dun. What song is that, y'all? Lift me up. Is that Rihanna? Lift me up. Dun, dun. Y'all, I don't remember the words. Child. Angels are drawing close at this time, so be open to signs and synchronicities that confirm this. Also, it has to be said, too, that some people also feel that angels kind of are like higher, way more higher dimensional, like extraterrestrial beings that aren't able to like vibrate lower down enough to kind of cloak themselves to make them look a certain way in our density. I don't know how else to articulate that. And so some people feel that they look to us as something would be angelic. That's just kind of like the closest they could show themselves to us, so we wouldn't like fucking shit ourselves. I don't know, you know what I'm talking about? Like, and lo, I saw he looked like a spinning ball full of wings and ultraviolet energy. I don't know, like how would you, right? Do you get what I'm saying? Some people also feel that it could be like extraterrestrials that didn't really know how else to cloak and show themselves to us. It's really fascinating. Whatever resonates with you, and maybe perhaps little bits of all of it does. I think you can vibe with what we're picking up on here. You know what I'm saying? Rejoice, for you may be rewarded with abundance and blessings at this time. And you have been making choices that are not just for your own greater good, but for that of all those around you. Yeah, because that's how my gang, that's how we roll in our soul family. That's why we are blessed and highly favored and divinely sovereign, child. Your guardian angel is with you now, helping you remember your infinite power and potential. Reach for the stars and trust that all the efforts you have been making, both internally and externally, you know what? I heard Spirit tell somebody, you better stop rolling your eyes. Look, it's conditioning that we're patterned. Reach for the stars. Oh, that's corny. No, it's not. No, it's actually not. You actually can. How are you going to say that's corny too when you straight made of the same stuff that the stars are? I'm just saying. Anyway, don't do that. That's what I heard. Reach for the stars and trust that all your efforts have been making and trust that all the efforts you have been making, both internally and externally, will bring blessings and opportunities. The path you are on is aligned to your highest good, and the support you need is there for you. You are cherished by angels. Aww, that's so nice. All right, let's also do... How about let's not knock anything else over? How about that? Oh, you know what? I can't pull from that deck right now because I made a mess over there. Let's shuffle from, y'all know I love, oh shoot. I'm going to take it. Look, I went to pick up the Kyle Gray deck and I was going to start to shuffle it. And then I had to fix a card. And this was right on top when I flipped it over. I didn't mean to flip it over, but I'm going to take it. Yes. The Moon. Angels and Ancestors from Kyle Gray. Lift me up. We're going higher. I'm hearing. Take me higher, love. Dun, 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 dun. It's like passing of a spiritual torch, I'm hearing. It's like our galactic grandmothers, our cosmic grandmothers who help us with the cosmic codes. They channel those frequencies down. There's a passing of the torch. A lot of divine inheritance in the plasmic and the light body DNA is activated. Plasma light body DNA activations. Plasma light body, DNA activations. Dun, 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 it's a higher love. Y'all, this voice. Oh no, this voice. 128. Okay. Take note of intuitive messages. Use your intuition, practice discernment, see through illusions and blockages. The moon is strongly associated with the divine feminine and the energy of receiving. Yep, we've already been talking about this receptivity, okay? Wow. The star just keeps pouring in. First it was pouring in the light codes, pouring down the angelic frequencies, and now it's pouring down. The moon is, yes. The moon is strongly associated with divine feminine and the energy of receiving. If the sun is God, the moon is goddess, and so she offers a powerful energy of polarity and balance. She has a cyclic energy and is therefore strongly connected to emotions, which often come and go in waves and to somewhat interesting behaviors. So when the moon appears in a reading, you are often being told that not everything is as it seems. The moon has a dark side, just dark, not negative, and can show you what you've been kept in the dark about. Lunar energies are surrounding your life. This is interesting because this is a solar eclipse too, right? And I find that interesting because we were talking about in the very beginning, like this is the time of all times that shit is going to be taken right up out your life. So I feel like if you're being shown something, you felt, oh, this is a massive time about lighting up the truth. So you feel like I was in the dark about that. You may be shown a lot. Okay. And it's also Mercury retrograde too, right? Not everything is as it seems, and you're being guided to use your discernment. Okay. Again, the hermit holds the lamp. When the moon appears, intuitive or psychic urges are increased, so take note of any feelings arising at this time. There are messages from your soul and angels. Okay, double confirmation. The moon shines her light on all that has been kept in the dark. So ask yourself if you are avoiding anything or refusing to deal with something of importance. If so, it could be holding you in the shadows when your destiny is to be in the light. If this card appears when you feel someone isn't being completely real with you, know that their intentions will be revealed. The moon has no secret. She reveals all. So maybe that's confirmation for someone, okay? As far as people go, you know, I've got Libra, Scorpio, I've got Aquarius. I mean, obviously we covered the cardinal signs already, you know. And we talked about people who have like big fire placements in their top 3. So that might be confirmation. Remember a person here was coming through as well. So just make note of that. If it's applicable to you, you don't have to take that part of the message. Maybe that's just confirmation for someone. All right. Let's read Druid as well. And then I think we'll end it there. Ooh, Druid is the first card, and I think that's so appropriate because this is like new beginning of all time new beginnings, right? Hold things together. Don't make any sudden moves or changes. Stand strong. Oh, child, on one-on-one readings, I've really been telling people too. All of this Aries energies at these thresholds now, especially with the ingress of Neptune, is going to feel like a rubber band wanting to pop, snap, pop, and lickety split, jump, go. All right, but it's tortoise in the hair, and right now is big tortoise time. And what matters is how you are able to embody and let this be what is going to be being. Okay, it's like telling the butterfly, "I know you just got wings, dude, but hold on. You got to meditate and integrate a certain amount of things, because if you fly right now, you're just going to fall to the bottom of the tree. And then, like, what if you get eaten by an owl, and then boom, all this shit was for nothing? You know what I'm saying? We got to move slow. We got to calm down. The Druids were the ancient wise ones of Britannia, right? Of Britain, Ireland, and France. They had a deep connection. You know, some people say they were lost ones that date back to Atlantis, and they had still knew the teachings and stuff like that. Child, go down a rabbit hole. They had a deep connection with the earth, the sun, and the moon. They were the scholars who created the Ogham tree language. So maybe someone wants to take on the new learning of Ogham or the months in the trees. If you've never studied that, it's really cool. And they were known for their creative skills in storytelling, poetry, and craftsmanship. When the Druid card appears in a reading, you're being guided to dig deep within and hold your station. If you're wondering what to do next or have a sense of anxiety about what is unfolding in your life, it's time to shift your perceptions and move back to a state of trust. Don't change your plans or do anything drastic. Just trust in the process and let everything happen as it needs to before taking any more steps. Think of a tree. It has strong roots, yet it continues to grow and bear fruit. Your life will be a reflection of this. Yes. All right, that's where I'm going to leave it, you guys. I love you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay very grounded. Practice a lot of being, okay, and not as much of the doing, okay, so that we can absorb, receive, allow things to activate, allow things to fall away. All the, you know what I'm saying? But it's just, we're being and we're trusting, right? So, love you guys. I look forward to connecting with you soon. All right, take good care. Bye.